Hello and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. Apologies for the end of the last episode, it was a little bit abrupt, but it needed to be. So this time we're going to talk to Galvino, get the rest of what he knows, then talk to our new companion, Devil of Karok, and level them up. So, let's start with Galvino.
The devil has not scorched you yet, eh? Perfetto.
I had questions about the devil.
As must the gods themselves.
The golem says nothing. Yes, we've already had the questions.
Something else? Quay.
We talked about awakening. Let's talk about the expeditioners who came before you.
As would I, but there is little to tell. They never gave their names.
He tugs at his whiskers.
But they seem to know more about the battery than the others, which is unusual because they did not seem like typical adventurers. Their hands were smooth and marked with ink, not scars, and they traveled light. Unusually so.
Unusual indeed. What do you suppose they were looking for?
Val himself could not have said, and I haven't the time to concern myself with the business of strangers.
Yeah, what was up with all those constructs when I walked in here?
Other projects, they are none of your concern.
You seem pretty eager to change the subject.
For years I've been trying to create another like the Devil of Karok. Yet those post-Enagos in Starworld destroyed my machinery.
His drooping skin trembles in rage.
Now, I can only create these broken, mindless things. The devil remains my most perfect creation.
Where did you find these souls to create other golems?
Smugglers, slavers, fugitives, the kind of riffraff that pass this way. Rarely missed, and good work to keep my little devil busy.
I have to just ask, if you were playing, this would seem like the perfect opportunity if you were playing like the lawful good, holier-than-thou character. This guy should be dead at this point. But there's no option for that, which is interesting. I wonder whether that's an option later, or whether you had to get in earlier, or whether you just wouldn't agree to to talk to this guy. I don't know. Just a little bit odd. Anyway, why do you need more golems?
I can't present the Devil of Karok to the academies, can I? A mad woman and a murderer? No. I need to bring a success to the republics.
I've heard enough. Okay, interesting. Anyway, let's level up Devil of Karok, but before we do that, let's check her equipment. Now, she is a rogue, which is interesting. She has the Devil of Karok's body, which presumably cannot be removed. Can I drag that away? No, her body is kind of stuck, which is fine. It's what we expected. Let's have a look here at whether we have anything for her. So she currently uses a fine spear, and she is a rogue. So maybe we could try a two-handed rogue. Yeah, we could try something like that, or we could try like a two-weapon rogue or something like that. Yeah, let's try and build her differently than ourselves. So, first things first. She doesn't need mechanics. I mean, mechanics are fine. She doesn't need them. She's not going to be our mechanics person. We're our mechanics person. Stealth. Now, stealth is interesting because it might be useful. I think stealth and athletics, maybe. Stealth first, then athletics. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Then class unlocks. Let's see what we got. So we got backstab we could take, which is increases the damage done from stealth or invisibility. The rogue may use melee or ranged weapons, must be within 2 feet of the target. Yeah, maybe. That doesn't seem bad. We should take it anyway. Cool. Next one that we need. Let's put in stealth and then one in athletics. There we go. Then we get to choose our own thing. We can choose dirty fighting. Hits are converted to crits. That's really good, and I think we have that on ourselves. Reckless assault is a modal, which means that she gets extra melee accuracy and melee damage for deflection. So if we want to build her as like a full kind of damage murderer, this would seem like the best kind of way to go about it. Give her like a ton, like lower stats to get higher stats. Crippling strike is also interesting. But I think Reckless Assault, we'll try and build her for like the heavy melee damage hits. Maybe from Stealth. So, Stealth, Athletics. So, Deflecting Assault modifies Reckless Assault to give you 5 deflection. So it means that it would only negative your deflection by 3. That's alright. Shadowing Beyond. So 2 per rest. goes invisible, becomes immune to engagement, untargetable, and breaks engagement. Okay. That would allow her to do another sneak attack. Could be interesting. She can only do it twice per thing. We could also give her something like a two-handed style, where she'd do a ton of damage with a two-handed weapon. Let's do weapon style. This because there's attack speed. Let's go two-handed. We'll try and do a single weapon, ton of damage kind of style of things. And just make every hit be just insanely powerful. Okay, next level. Well, stealth, obviously. And on this one, so riposte. If we are, if we manage to block, if miss or graze on deflection, we'll get a full attack riposte. Alright. Not that useful because we're already decided deflection's not something we're going towards. Hits to crits is good. Deep wounds. It's alright. It's 3.4 raw damage per 3 seconds. It's not like a lot. It's just an extra bit of damage. I don't think it's as important as it was when we took it. Finishing blow. So this one is 50% damage plus 50% damage per percentage of endurance lost, but it's per rest. I think deep wound, not deep wounds, dirty fighting's the one we want. Hits convert to crits. Crits are good. So even if we don't get that, like even if we just hit them, it's just 10% chance of it being extra powerful, which given we're going for a single hit damage kind of thing, seems like an idea. Here we have nothing we can put into stealth, so we'll put it into athletics. And we can go vicious fighting, which adds another 10% onto this. That's pretty good. I don't see any reason not to take that right now. Cool, next level, we'll go stealth again. Then we get some extra stuff. Adept evasion. So, grazes are convert to miss on reflex, and hits are convert to grazes on reflex. Okay. Coordinated positioning could be fun. If we could use it with like it's twice per encounter, and it means that we can kind of swap in with another target. Automatically targeting an ally, otherwise must hit. So you could actually swap with an enemy with this. So what we could do is we could have, say, 2 enemies attacking one of us. I swap with one of the enemies, Devil of Crux in, and then we can have like 4 and 1. Instead of having like the 2 enemies working together on one target, we can split them up basically. That's alright. Persistent distraction. Whenever the rogue is contributing to flank, the victim is also distracted, which lowers its defenses. Okay. I think we're going to take coordinated positioning. I think that's cool. Right. Stealth, definitely. Here, neither of these two are acceptable as good targets. Anything in here? Veteran's recovery could be useful. It's just generally useful. Gallant focus gives accuracy in an AoE, could be useful. Enigma's charm, probably not useful. None of those ones are useful. So, offensive. Savage attack seems like the obvious one. It's melee damage. You lose accuracy, you get more damage. Seems like a good idea. So we'll go for that. Then we're going to put stuff into athletics, and we have to choose something. Fearsome Strike, once per rest, can do a ton of damage hit. I don't like it because it's once per rest. Once per encounter, we do extra damage and weaken. So it's 50% extra damage, it's 1 attack, and it weakens a target. That seems good. Take it. Right. Athletics. There we go. And then we can go with another one in here. It could go like a weapon focus to get extra accuracy. It's only 6 though, it's not that much. Bloody Slaughter could be good. Hits converted to crits against enemies with low endurance. And crit damage multiplier is increased. That's a good one. Yeah, I don't see any others there that really jump out at me. Defensive style, nothing here really jumps out at me either. Yeah, I think we'll go with either that or a weapon focus. Let's go Bloody Slaughter. Let's just take it. It'll probably be fine. Right, stealth is the one we're going in here, and then let's death blows. Okay, that makes our sneak attack more effective. That seems like a really good one. Smoke cloud could also be good, and fierce. Yeah, we'll take death blows. I think. There we go. We are now a fully leveled rogue, all about that 1-hit melee damage.
Right here.
we have two models, Savage Attack and we have Reckless Assault. Both of them are worth putting on. That's just damage. Oh, suppressed. Stacking rules control how bonuses and penalties are added together. Okay. Passive weapons, active models. Okay, all bonuses and penalties from passive sources and weapons stack. Equipment uses the highest bonus and lowest penalty to any given statistic. Includes all items equipped directly to the character except for Oh! Interesting. This is what I was saying about Manea the other day when I was talking about her resolve. So, she only needs one resolve ring on, because there's no purpose to having multiple ones. They just don't give her anything. Do we have that on anyone else? I think we have double perception here, don't we? We do have double perception. So, we don't need this perception helmet. Hood. It can probably go on our Devil of Karok to make her stealthier. Okay. This is something to actually look at. So, both of these rings are pointless. We take one ring off. Durance has Intellect Resolve. Nothing there. Gon's Pledge, Constitution. So, he's fine. Although Con could probably be better used on like someone like Zawo or Manea. Manea should be fine, I think. Yeah, she's fine. Okay. We're fine on our rings. Loth, Overseeing, that's fine. She has 2 rings of Overseeing, which won't stack. That probably means that one needs to be taken off. Likely given to somebody who doesn't already have a ring. Well, actually, it can be given to Durance, as he doesn't have Overseeing. Okay. What else do we want here? Probably we want Second Chance ring. Actually, not on him anymore. We probably want it on Devil of Karok. Just because it's going to really add to her. Her accuracy is 91. What's our accuracy, out of curiosity? 71. How's her accuracy? Oh, wait. Our accuracy is 88. How does she get so much better accuracy? Is she just better? Perception 12, one-handed. Oh, it might be two-handed. No, one-handed. This is a one-handed weapon? It is a one-handed weapon. Interesting. We took two-handed fighting. That's weird. But yeah, Reckless Assault. Savage Attack lowers it. Perception, Fine Spear. Oh, it's because it's a Fine Spear and we only have a Raven Wing is not fine. Can we upgrade its quality? No, it's kind of stuck. But that's why we can't do it there. Okay. Because it doesn't have accuracy, and while this one has accurate. Okay. That makes sense. We need to get our two-handed weapon then at this point. Do we have any two-handed weapons? We have some two-handed weapons. Okay. So we'll go and see if we can find another one of those. But she should be all set up now. He has a lot of stuff, which we can take. Okay. We'll grab it. Hey, get out of there, he says. Let's quick save and continue nicking everything he has. Because we don't care. As long as it's free to take. Yeah. This appears to be a crude rendering of the mountain surrounding Durgan's battery. Cool. What do you think you're doing? He says. Well, we took everything, so can't catch us now. Oh, we should also change our party setup, I think. Yeah, Devil of Karok should be where Grieving Mother previously was. Which makes sense. Right. Yeah, she also needs a ranged weapon, but we can't do that till we go back to the stash. So, that means that we're heading out of here, we're heading back to town, we're heading back into the inn, we're going to rest there, we're going to get camping supplies, we're going to get our stash, so everything's going to be great. Assuming nobody attacks us at the inn. Oh, I also forgot we have the Awakening Orb as well to do here. And we haven't talked to the Devil of Karok, which we will do as well.
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
Read souls. Let's rest first and get everything sorted out. Okay, we all set? I think we are. Let's grab what he has on him.
Nothing like a...
Okay, and we will grab what is down here, the camping supplies. That's 2 of them. Trade. And we can access our stash. So, Devil of Karok, we're looking for a two-handed weapon. We don't have that many two-handed weapons. If I'd known she was using one-handed originally, I may have just kept with it. But yeah, alright, she was on spear. Let's give her a pike. Okay. Which gives her increased weapon reach, crow damage. That's not too bad. Do we have another two-handed weapon to compare it to? Or is this it? We have the fine poleaxe, which is just fine. We actually got rid of a bunch of two-handed weapons previously. What we should do, we should give her like a pistol or something as a secondary. So she can do fine there. Saber. Wait, do we have to sort by item type? Probably not. Oh, there we go. Morning Star. Probably not the right answer either. Wonder whether you get the two-handed bonus on a ranged weapon. Because it does say two-handed. I mean, there's nothing to say it wouldn't give you the bonus. Could go Quarterstaff, which is... doesn't give you the corrode damage that the Fine Pike gives you. Interesting. Wonder why it gives you corrode damage. They're both speed slow, but it's going to be like slow and then one a hit. Kind of down. I think, yeah. Let's see what else we can do to enchant it. We could add slaying onto it, so it's good against something like Kith. Maybe. We could make it like accurate 2 or damaging 2. Damaging 2, just give it 30% more damage. Let's do that. Can we give it accuracy 2 as well? No, we could only give it 1. Ah, we only give it 1 or the other. And now we are at Pilgrim's Crown, so we can't go back. Okay. That's fine. She's fairly set up. Do we have anything else we need? Probably we could give her something else like a... we give her a helmet. It lowers her resolve, though. Probably not the best idea. And she has the perception helm. Back, maybe Aura of Stealth. Doesn't sound that bad. Or like her neck item. Also gives her a cloak, which is cool. We can't obviously replace that. Nope. Yeah, she's all set up. Cool. Let's talk to her.
Village was a touch livelier when I saw it last. Ain't saying much, though.
What do you remember about Stalwart?
Bitter cold and a persistent odor of fish. And that were just the people.
Why did you want to come back, anyway?
Anything's better than Galvino's workshop. You ain't heard the old buzzard sing.
She turns away again.
Anyway, what about you? We seen lots coming through, trying to crack the battery, but no watchers.
Yeah. I think I want to discover the White Forge. I think discover is the best way of it here. It's like we're interested in knowing what it is.
Then here's hoping you have better luck than all the poor sods that came before you. But don't let me keep you from the sights and sounds of Stalwart. They're easy to miss.
I want to ask you about something else. Galvino said you murdered several people before he transferred you.
Effigy's eyes, that man loved to talk.
Why?
If it's sane and logical reasoning you're wanting, you're gonna be disappointed. Ain't no sense in any of it.
Yeah, I've heard some of the story from others, but I'd like to hear the rest from you.
Mayhap you've heard of Coldmorn. Was a quiet, forgettable patch of the woods. Till a pack of rabid clodhoppers set it afire.
You're upset. A sudden burst of heat flares from her seams as her essence surges and boils.
A farmer on the other side of the mountains woke up one day with his head all aflame and took it for the gibbering speech of his god. And so did a few thousand of his countrymen. So when he tired of Vorlus fields and marched west, a horde of armed Hicks followed.
What do you mean?
St. Widwin and his blazing crusade celebrated his coup in Raid Ceres by invading the Dyrwood. Most of his forces headed north to Helgot Citadel, but a lucky few thousand ventured through the mountains. Through Coldmorn. We let him pass.
Okay. Yeah, Dyrwoodens aren't the forgetful sort. You must have known that wouldn't end well.
Maybe not, but the Raid Sarens had us clean beat in numbers. Even bumpkins like us figured that. Just look at Mercy Vale. They fought back, and now there ain't one stone standing atop another in the whole village. Besides, we asked the Duke for help. Told him Widewind's troops was coming through the mountains. Seems he had better uses for his soldiers. So we let Widewind's soldiers pass. Left him for the Duke to wrangle on his own terms.
So Coldmorn was then purged in retaliation?
Was after the Godhammer made a fine grit out of Widewind, when Dyrwoodens were running on rage and looking for something to burn. They came at dark, hundreds of folk. Every one of them mourning someone lost in the war. Must have decided it was our duty to escort their dead back to the wheel. They didn't light their torches till they had us surrounded. Time we saw 'em, there was a ring of fire closing around us. I woke, ran to the window. Whole village were a maze of flames. Couldn't see nothing for the smoke. And the screams. Most ran for the streets, got caught by the mob. Others hid, let their houses burn down around them.
So what does that have to do with your crimes?
Hunting down the men and women what took part. Thought that much was clear.
But you only killed people who attacked Cold Morn, right?
Sure. You want me to tell you straight? I found the men and women what destroyed my village, and I burned their houses down around them. Sometimes they was alone, and sometimes they wasn't.
And what did you hope to accomplish?
It were a mob that destroyed our village, but it was just one man that burned my family's house. Kept hoping I'd get to him as I was working my way through the rest of those maggots. No matter now, I suppose.
Okay, let's talk about something else. You and Galvino had an unusual relationship.
Only kind to have with someone like him. Or me.
You resent him?
No other way to feel about the man who flayed my living soul.
How long have you two known each other?
Around about 13 years. Too long, you ask me.
He claims he made you.
He'd spread butter on bread and claim he made something. Never been accused of modesty, that man. He managed to stuff my soul into this heap of bronze, true enough. Maybe that makes him a genius. Also makes him a son of a bitch.
So, did you consider murdering him?
Every day. Just kept putting it off. It's not like either of us was going anywhere.
What exactly did you do for him? She regards you for several seconds. She shrugs.
Looked after his tools, cleaned the workshop, swung the sledgehammer. Oh, and snatched up travelers for his soul tinkering.
What are you talking about?
All those other golems, where did you think they came from? But don't you worry. They were all bad folk.
Well, thank you for telling me anyway.
Just so you know, you got a real professional working for you.
Okay, let's talk about something else.
Yeah, I've had enough of him too.
Why did you want to come with me?
Stalwart's great this time of year. Beareth spells in bloom for a good 5 days, and the mountain squall actually blows the fish stench away from town. Better than staying at Galvino's anyway.
I've lived with secrets long enough to know when someone's hiding something. I get a feeling you're not welcome in Stalwart.
I got a reputation. People in these little villages ain't the most open-minded.
Did you murder someone here?
Not yet.
You answered me pretty quickly. Something you're not telling me?
Plenty. But nothing you need to know.
Right, so I'm supposed to believe you came here all the way to Stalwart 13 years ago for the scenery.
Believe what you want. I killed a lot of folk, but none of them was in Stalwart.
Okay, another matter. What was your life like before the Saints' War?
There weren't much to say about it. By my reckoning, that means it was pretty good. Ma was a trapper, taught me to set snares and dress game. Dad was a tinker. I never had his patience, but it were fun to watch him work. My brothers and sister, they was good folk too. Part of me's glad they ain't here to see me now.
Okay, so about Durgan's battery.
Just 'cause I'm made of metal don't mean I got any special fondness for smiths and forges.
Do you know something about it?
No more'n what Galvino already told you.
Any thoughts on which villagers I should check?
For fancy dwarven poetry? None of them ever struck me as especially literate. So whichever you can stand to get close to. And that's on you. I lost my sense of smell 13 years ago.
Do you remember any of the other expeditions that came to Galvino?
Nothing specific. Everyone looks about the same when they got their fingers up their noses. Only the last group, one before you, there was something different about them. Couldn't put my finger on it, but they was dangerous. Almost felt the hair on the back of my neck. Ain't felt that way about anyone else walking through Galvino's door, that's for sure.
Okay.
Murder, tracking, and the best materials for kindling. Those are more my area of expertise.
Well, that's all. Right, so we've talked to her a little bit. We got something added to the one that got away. Keep an eye on the Devil of Karok. Okay. Well, let's just start talking to people. Let's talk to Hafric.
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
I want to read your soul. You see a room, dark and damp. A cellar. It looks like part of the inn rather than an old fortress. Through Hafric's eyes, you admire rows of gleaming bottles recently dusted and polished. As you step back from the shelves, you look on with satisfaction at a pressure plate concealed in the stone wall.
You got the look of someone with his teeth around a secret.
Her cold fingers are locked around your arm. Her black eyes search you.
My, but it's gotten warm in here.
You all right? I won't serve you if you're already drunk, you know.
Okay, farewell.
What?
So there's something in the cellar?
I
Okay.
wonder what this is.
Wow. Okay. There's a lot of traps here, huh? Just didn't notice this last time? I guess we'll have them. No reason not to. Yeah, I don't want to steal. I just wanted to have a look.
What?
So we're told in the inn there's like a set of shelves. Was it? I don't know. I don't see anything that we would need to look at there. There's like a hidden pressure plate. Maybe it was just telling us there were traps near the shelves. Okay, that's fine. I was expecting some sort of, you know, hidden passageway, but maybe it was just traps. You're just called Bard, I think, so it's not going to be you. Hello, people? Nope. Hello, Olana.
Something I can do for you? Halfrick's got me straightening the rooms, but I'll help you if I can.
I'm going to read your soul. You feel for Owena's essence, and almost immediately find yourself wrapped in darkness. It takes you a moment to realise you plunged into a very old memory. As your eyes adjust to the torchlight, you find yourself standing in a gloomy tunnel that instinctively you recognise as part of Durkan's battery. A handful of figures in patchy cloaks and hoods, dwarves, like you, hunch over a small minecart. They're loading it with cloth-wrapped bundles, from which you can see the occasional flash of metal, the edge of a blade, or the burnished glow of plate. The other dwarfs scurry with a curious mixture of haste and caution. They stack the bundles in a din of muted clangs and thumps, following the echoes of the ruckus down the tunnel with nervous eyes. Pay attention. Oh.
Sooner we get this done, sooner we can go.
Your voice is a dry whisper, and your nerves tingle with energy. You feel the same apprehension that the others do, but unlike them, you relish it. Still, you look over your shoulder, just in case.
We're hurrying, Captain Gregor. Honest.
When you turn back, the others have redoubled their efforts, and you feel a pleasurable twist in your gut as they fill the cart. Being captain of the guard doesn't pay much, but it does allow you to visit the armory without raising an eyebrow, and with Coin Master Zoltan sailing off half of the battery's arsenal, who's going to notice a couple more missing pieces? Besides, you've got a buyer lined up as long as you can move these goods out of the battery before someone squeals. As you surface from the memory, you realise the awakening will be permanent for Owena. Maybe others in town you could awaken instead. You look up to find Owena staring at you.
Sir? Excuse me, sir. You alright?
We're not going to talk to her just yet. I know what Owena... Okay, so Owena, the person we saw the memory of, just died, I think. I think she just died? So it's not going to be a good person to speak to. Let's talk to these guys. Oh wait, who's this one?
Oh, it's you. I'm so glad you came by. I hoped I'd have the chance to thank you properly.
Oh, it's the one we rescued from the burning house.
They told me what happened. God's bless you, sir. I owe you my life. I know it was foolish of me to run in there. But this ring is all that I have of my family.
How are you holding up?
Oh, I'm managing. Fenway's letting me stay with her until I'm back on my feet. Everyone's been lovely, really. It was hard seeing what's left of the house. But Rayvald says he's going to see a hut raised for me soon as they get the logs.
What's so special about this ring, anyway?
Sentiment, mostly. When he first settled here, my grandfather had a ring fashioned from the first batch of ore he excavated. It was supposed to commemorate his fresh start. He passed it on to his daughter, and my mother gave it to me in turn.
Maybe you can help me. I'm looking for some Fenland liquor.
Funny. Rayvald was just in here asking after the same thing. Guess that stuff really is popular. Averick has some, but he says the Fenland stuff's not for sale. And he's rigged up the cellar like a battlefield trying to keep people out. Sorry. If anyone deserves a drink, it's you, sir. But I don't think I could convince him.
I understand.
We still have a decent supply of food and drink if anything else takes your fancy.
Okay, we already failed that mission, so I'm not going to do that. Andred, hello. Let's read Andred's soul. A handful of memories dart across your mind like startled fish, leaving indistinct images and sounds in the wake. For a moment you are overwhelmed until one particular recollection tugs at your senses with stubborn force. You, or Andred, or both, kneel on a stone floor. Held between you, two men. The man pacing in front of you wears the armour of a crucible knight, and you feel Andred's half-hearted contempt for him as if it were your own. You feel Andred's triumph too when the knight comes just close enough for you to spit blood onto his boots. Okay, interesting. let's have a talk. Let's have a look at Brithwin's soul. The whiff of salt and brine in your nostrils before the room is in your nostrils before the room is even faded. The ground heaves beneath your feet, and a spray of ocean water roars over the railing as the ship heels under the wind. The ship shudders violently, and you're thrown against the railing. In that moment, you find your gaze pulling to the pitching surface of the dark sea, and see there is an eye broad as a shield gazing back at you in turn. Okay.
What?
Interesting. Neither of them were the ones. How about Freya?
You find anything? Hate to think of those slimy bastards carrying my hull into a freezing hole somewhere.
Let's read her soul. In front of you, Freya's waddled hands work quickly to bundle and tie a parcel. With you are a man and another woman, both similarly occupied. The three of you stand in a small hut. It's nearly bare, but for the rickety table before you, and 3 cheap cots piled with fur. The man hefts his parcel like something rare and precious.
That's the last of them. Check the rest of the supplies while I load these.
He disappears through a door and into a glowing gale. The door swings shut with a loud clap.
You sure about the route?
The other woman, Francesca, looks up at you. Her face is mostly covered by a fur hat and several layers of thick knit kerchiefs, but her voice is clear enough.
Not much choice. Snows have covered most of the other passes. This one gets just enough traffic to stay open.
You feel the answer ring out of your own throat. The thought doesn't bring either of you much comfort. You don't mention the real issue, which is that Lynam's made up his mind. Francesca stares at you for several seconds, apparently thinking the same thing. You can't see her expression clearly enough to tell whether she's resigned or preparing an argument. She shoves out of the door without another word. Freya stands in front of you, distracted with the contents of her mug. She doesn't seem to have noticed your momentary lapse.
You find anything?
Not yet, okay. So it's not her either. Right, let's leave the inn. Okay, Rayfield.
If you weren't gonna fetch the liquor for me, you didn't have to tell Havrick about it. Now he's banned me from the inn altogether.
I'm sorry. I figured it would keep you out of trouble.
Out of trouble? It was only a drink. Now I get to die sober when the ogres come back. Right, fair enough. What do you want?
The snowy paths peel away, and the brisk air gives way to the acrid stench of smoke. A dark cloud billows up from the remnants of a burning house, the far edge of a rocky field. You are low to the ground, held in place. Above you, the wings tug embers back and forth like firebugs. In your vision...
Not so brave now, are you?
The vision in your left eye is clouded, such that a figure standing above you is a collection of rough smears of black cast in silhouette by the fire. A dark shape swings towards your face, and a subsequent burst of agony jars you out of the memory and back into your own skin.
What? Did I spill something on myself?
No, that's fine. Teldor, hello. Double leave very well. Okay. Let's check out with the town leader. If I had to guess, it's only dwarves who will have the proper ancestors we need, but that's fine. Hello.
I take it you've met Galvino.
Yes. I'm going to examine your soul now. Your awareness settles beneath Renegild's skin. You feel yourself looking through her eyes upon a time-faded memory. You're standing in the inn. The room is stifling. But it's the body heat of so many furious villagers, not the neglected fire pit, that's drawn sweat from your pores. Your husband waits by the door, about as far as he can get from the assembly. He holds Uldric, whose cheeks are bright as he watches the adults bicker with wide, fearful eyes. You never realized how badly your neighbors stank, but something rank and repulsive rises from them as they pack together in this room.
How much did the old snake pay you, Sinahiod?
Is grinned the head fisherman, jabbing a furious finger towards the back of the room. Sinahiod, your erstwhile mayor, squirms in a corner, pinned by the accusing stares of the entire village. Oh, those eyes, the cruel, porcine eyes, and they're watching Sinahiod with the dumb gluttony of hogs staring into the fodder. The only sight that turns your stomach more than Sinahiod himself trying to wriggle free from his own lies.
Maestro Galvino and I came to an agreement. It was for the good of Stalwart. I thought...
You thought you'd let a killer walk among us?
Cries of fierce agreement rise from the others. What began as a collective grumbling is swelling and congealing like storm clouds. You look back to your husband. He's whispering to Aldrich. When you catch his eye, he directs a silent supplication to you.
Let's go.
A wet smack draws your attention back to the other end of the room. Someone's thrown a potato, and Sinahod cringes and rubs his jaw. You want to shout at them all for this nonsense and waste, but you know this is about to get worse. Stalwart will have blood, and Galvino in his horror had the sense to flee already. You turn again, and your husband is beckoning you with swift, chopping motions. What stops your breath is Uldric. His little eyes are fixed on the churning mob, and you know that ever since you started hearing about those hideous purges that you'd see something like this one day, but that it'd have to be so soon. That's what drove the devil woman to madness, and now his little eyes have gotten big enough to swallow the whole scene, and he's seeing you as part of it. You want to leave now, but if you do, this is what the boy will remember: cowardice and madness. About people, about Stalwart, about you. The people around you jostle and bark in their rage. They're dangerous animals, but animals nonetheless. They just need to be led, so you push your way to the end of the room where Sinahod trembles in a puddle of his own piss.
Enough!
Your voice balls up from your throat. The others fall silent, watching you. They listen, dumbly trusting as you turn Sinahod's death sentence into an exile. No one contradicts you when you explain how he's going to march out of this village alone, and into whatever miserable hamlet will have him. They silently agree when you explain that their hands are too clean for the likes of him. But there's something else forming behind their eyes, a kernel of trust and dependence. You feel it curdling around you, encasing you like a pearl does sand. You only wanted to spare Sinahod's life, not volunteer for his job, but you see so much fear simmering just beneath their expressions. Fear at god-men marching through the mountains, at Dyrwoodens and their purges, and dying the slow and lonely death of a ghost town. And you see their grateful reassurance mirrored in Uldric's expression. Perhaps this place is hopeless, but you realize you can't leave it any more than you could leave your boy. The only person who isn't looking at you is your husband. He's shaking his head, his eyes on the door. You retreat from Renegild's memory. Vivid though it was, it has nothing to do with Durgan's battery.
What's on your mind?
Well, let's ask about Freya's expedition, because I think that is a new question. I thought previously we'd asked it, but I don't think we have.
Who? Sorry, I don't recall the name.
Her brow furrows.
Last expedition I met disappeared weeks ago. Didn't give any names, but they definitely haven't come back this way. Don't mean the Sfeara weren't part of an expedition, though. We get groups passing by sometimes looking to try their luck. What's on your mind?
Okay. Let's talk to Ulrich.
Something else you need?
Read your soul. You reach for Uldric's essence and find yourself staring at a fence post lying in a filthy slush of frozen mud. Snow gathers around your legs and trickles into your boots. A wind nips at you even through layers of fur. You hold a wool chisel in one numb hand and a mallet in the other. Kneeling over the fence post, you get to work. Hour after hour you hammer away, feeling the tools grow heavy in your grip as your breath fogs your vision. You want to do better work than this. You can do better work than this. But no one's building new houses in Stalwart. Last table you crafted was put into the fishery, and pike entrails now trace the fine dovetail joints you lovingly carved. Now you mend the stockade, because that's what's needed. The chisel slips, skidding across your hand. You gasp, but you hold up your hand and see, much to your relief, all 5 fingers wriggling back at you. You need to get out of this town. Interesting. Yeah. So he wants to be a, proper carpenter who can do all that proper carpenter stuff. He wants to be a proper artist, but he's kind of stuck not doing that. Okay, interesting. Let's leave. Okay. So, we've got Tanya's house, so let's have a look at that. Hello.
Got to speak up? My hearing ain't what it was.
Read her soul. You feel her essence humming and buzzing. Another personality and set of memories lies dormant within her soul, convulsing as if in a fitful sleep. The contours of that dormant soul are sharp, ragged. As you reach out for it, seizes you violently. You're standing in a darkened feast hall. Sturdy tables and benches have been stacked against the door in the far end of the room. You know it won't be enough. A few dozen dwarves from your tunneling crew wait with you, shovels and pickaxes in their shaking hands.
Sinove, please. If we go now, we can get behind the barricade. We won't do any good here.
He's right, and you hear agreement in the quiet murmur of the others, but Arms Warden Maroon ordered you to hold your ground here. Yet in those rising whispers you hear the opening bars of mutiny. You never tolerated insubordination from your crew, and you aren't about to start. So you heft your pickaxe and swing it into the man's skull. He collapses and the others fall silent. The acrid odour of urine rises from the body.
We're gonna go down fighting. Anyone who feels differently can settle it with me right now.
Your voice is hoarse from hours of shouting orders, but no one else moves. They cast their eyes down in the flickering torchlight. Something thuds against the door. The others raise their weapons, picks, shovels, and a few swords, but they don't dare flinch. Your own pulse pounds at your temples. You pull back from Tanea's soul, but you feel Xenof's wrath and ferocity tugging at you still. Her essence thrashes, lashing out at an unseen enemy. Xenove is powerful but dangerous too. Her fury has anchored her to old and threatening memories. I don't think this is the right one. I think this is the wrong one too. I think they're both wrong. But it is interesting that someone attacked this town. Like, not town, attacked Durgan's battery. And like, they actively, tried to kill it. It is interesting. I also wonder whether some of the people who were in town previously, who have now chased away, could have been someone we need to talk to. Also, I just realised there's somewhere we never went and talked to. This bit right here. Is this not a shop? Or did we ever... We might have talked to the shop at some point. Anyway. Hello, Idrin. Yeah, we did speak to him. But we can't actually do anything else with him. But he has some gold items I didn't check. Watchful Cloak. So it gives enemies need to flank and perception. Tenacity and Hardy. None of these are looking great. Deflection. This is actually great. Ring of Deflection. I'd like to buy that, I think. Yeah. I want to buy the Ring of Deflection, and I want to buy the Gauntlets of Accuracy. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and Remnant of Whale's Eyes? No, I don't think so. No. Okay, trade. I just decided I want these because I want Manea to get even more deflection. This should give her 9 because we have no other deflection. So she now has 91 deflection. And I believe it's a roll of 100 to hit. So, like, it's their accuracy minus 91 to try and hit us. So they're going to miss a lot. And then we can give these Gloves of Accuracy maybe to ourselves, because we don't need the extra perception because we already have 1 perception bonus. So if we put that on, we get 91, and then we can give our gloves away to somebody else, like probably Durance, because he kind of does healing as well, so that gives us extra heals. And he doesn't already have perception, I don't think. No, so that gives him 1 accuracy, which is cool. Right, good. That's that set up. Also, we have a ring that we just didn't give to anyone, don't we? That's not the one we're looking for. This is it. Yeah, we have a Ring of Resolve. Did we ever... uses 100 per encounter. What a weird thing that has uses 100 per encounter. It must be how it works. Anyway, we can give the Resolve Ring to, like, Devil of Karok. There's no reason not to. I mean, it gives her 1 deflection. What? Okay. Let's head over here. Let's do it in order. I know it's probably this dwarf here, that's my theory. But let's head into the fishery. I wish to read your mind.
What are you doing here?
He's speaking to you, but his furious stare is fixed on the Devil of Karok. I'm going to read your soul. As you reach for Gunred's essence, you find yourself wrapped in the cold embrace of a snowstorm. You trudge through the snow, each step laborious to your numb feet. You keep your head down against the wind and your back bent under a heavy burden. Ahead of you is a frozen lake and a hole you made in it. You crunch over the ice, you wait, and secretly hope for the telltale crack beneath you. With the village distant and dark behind you, you would sink, and none would know. At least you would be at least that would free you of the heavy churning feeling in your gut. As you reach for the hole, the ice is still steady under you. You heft the burden off your shoulders, cradling her in your arms. She's wrapped in nets and weighed with stones. You wish one of the priests of Andra were here with solemn words and assurance of the ceremony. Instead, you slip a bracelet off her wrist. Andra will have her body, and you will carry this reminder. you slide the bundle into the water and watch it sink. As it dwindles to nothing, more than a dark stain beneath the ice, you feel a scratching in your throat and hear a wind moaning into your ear.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, interesting. What do we have to do with him? I just want to be 100% sure. So it's not the Grey Sleeper. It must be a quest? Not quest, a task? Must be the Fisherman's Penance. There we go. Keeps a stash of ripple sponges somewhere in the fishery. Warned me to search the building at night when all the fishermen have gone home. Let's just talk to him about Galvino. I'm not sure I want to do anything for him.
Need something else?
I spoke to Galvino. He mentioned something about you.
I bet he did. He despised Dyrwood when he lived among us, and all the more when we gave him the boot. Never knew the old man to stay silent, that's for sure.
He told me you're a ripple sponge addict. He wanted me to search the fishery for your stash.
Seems the old man's venom has dulled his senses. Still, I'm glad you're too reasonable to pay heed to that nonsense. I'd hate to see the fishery torn apart by some gullible adventurer on one of his full errands. I'll see to it that there's nothing here for them to disturb.
Okay, it looks like he was one, but I was seeing whether there was another way. We failed. Oh well, we lose XP. Not that bothered. I just didn't really want to be working for Galvino, to be 100% honest with you. Let's see, we've got 2 houses left. We got 2 people. We got Ista and Thrisk's house. Hello.
This is going to be fantastic.
Nope.
Just wait till they hear about this back home.
Not her, which means it has to be the person in the inn if it's not Thrisk, basically. Hello, Thrisk. Hello.
Watch yourself on the mountain. In these lean times, everything looks like prey to something.
Thrisk's soul is a vibrant, stolid thing. You reach out for it with your senses. You see your breath beginning to fog in the air. You find yourself far above the ground, wedged into the juncture of 2 branches. The moonlight is bright upon the snow, and in the distance your quarry steps out onto the ice as if onto an illuminated stage. As you still your breath and draw back your arrow, warmth bleeds back into your limbs, frost and snow giving way to the smoky interior of Thrisk's house. So it's not him. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to go for an odd option here, and I'm not going to choose any of them until we look at Durgan's battery itself. Now, my logic behind this is that I suspect it's somebody we haven't met yet. So it makes more sense to do that than to choose the wrong target. So, Durgan's battery. All the way back there. I'll admit, I have one other theory. And it's this guy right here. I think it's a good possibility he might be who I'm looking for. So let's have a look. Let's talk to him and see what he says. It's not him. His wolf? Can't talk to it. Okay then. Let's explore some more of this before we end this episode for the day.
Whew, good thing I sold most of my
head
jewelry.
Up here. Yeah. Okay. Sneaking up the path. There's something there. Is there nothing further along the path? It looks like there might be. You can keep going. It kind of extends out into another area.
I wonder what this is.
Hello. A man stands on the middle of the road. Without lowering the blade that rests on his shoulders, he takes 2 steps forward as if to speak for the group behind him. I was hoping for another gift bearer. They always carry surprises. And we love surprises. By we, of course, I mean me and this. The man taps the hilt of his sword. It'll be quick. Try to stay still. Ah. Okay. Devil of Karok. I want you to Withering Strike that rogue. I want you, Manea, to run straight at the mercenary fighter. Zawu, I want you to punch this guy in the face. And I want us to run in and blind the other fighter. Right. Durance, I want a buff. And then a Loth. I think I want a Slicken there. Let's work out where we want Slicken. Probably here. There we go. Knocked over a priest and a wizard. Who's got through? Fighter got through. Interesting. We want to back. You want to switch to your melee weapon and get him. Devil of Korok is on this one. It's doing an alright job. Okay.
How may I help you?
Yeah, we want to run. That's fine. Durance is in a tough spot. That wall of flame is not great for us. Okay, I'm just seeing where we've got everyone. We are on this mercenary fighter. That's fine. We have Zhao on Earthal. He should punch him again. Just to keep him down. Nea should just keep attacking the rogue. And we should probably swap positions with Durance to get Durance out of there. Or swap positions with the priest. We can get the wizard. I think swap positions with the priest so we can get the wizard. Can you do that? Just swap positions. How long is the thing? It's only 4 meters. Oh, that's not good at all. Okay, so she just took unnecessary damage. That's fine. Durance, you're in a tough spot. I think you should do self-heal. We should try and help Durance somehow. It's a good question how. Let's shoot Chain Lightning at the wizard. Wait, how long's the range of that? That's a really short range. That's fine. We can still cast it here. Durance is fine. Alright, rogue, get out of the fire. Fight this rogue. There we go. That's fine. Durance is attacking this one. You can probably self-heal a little bit. Yeah. Just cast that on yourself, Durance. Okay. Actually, Durance, use second wind. That's the better one. Lightning's about to hit. We're on this fighter. Zhao still fighting Earthal, and Manea's fighting Earthal. Zhao should use his quicker attacks. Cool. Lightning. That lightning bolt definitely killed something. This is fine. Rogue versus rogue is going fine for us. These two are just getting up. Do we want to do another lightning, or do we want to maybe bounding shot? Just on Earthal here, and it'll bounce off to some of the others. I don't know. It's not going to work because they're too far apart right now. I think maybe actually we just want to do something very basic. I'm trying to think what like just something simple. Maybe we could stick actually. A good stick would work. If we did stick like that, it can hit 3. Yeah, let's do it like that. Just stick a couple. Hit the wizard. Right. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. You do have Swift Strike still on for another 5 seconds. Manea can probably run right. Oh, she's stuck. Oh, damn. That's my mistake there. We're getting hit a bit by some range stuff. Let's get ourselves a heal in here. Second wind. So we should kill the wizard. Yeah. We can now run around and attack this priest here. Yeah, which should distract them a little bit. You still have the Swift Strikes on for another second, so yeah, turn them on. Again, we need to self-heal there. Right. There we go. Our devil is still up. You've come very close to me, person. Wizard, so let's shoot you with lightning. Manea is probably still stuck. She is still stuck for another 1.8 seconds. There we go. She should be unstuck now. Still stuck, it says. Okay. But she's still stuck. Okay. That's fine. He's trying to do Wall of Force. He's trying to knock people around. That's fine. Okay, let time move on. Hit in. He's trying to make us stand still so we can run away. Lightning killed something. Okay. I killed the one that Zaru was on, so now Zaru can attack this thing. Wall of Force. Dislike it, but that's fine. Bounding missiles on the fighter should bounce to everybody. It should bounce to those ones and kill them. We're still in range of the priest, I think. No, we're not. We want to step away. That's fine. Both of you attack that one. Both of you attack this. All three of you attack this rogue. Okay. You come and hit this fighter. Whichever one we're controlling. You come and hit this fighter. You two go kill that priest. There we go. All the effects are struggling on my PC, making it all run really slowly. And now we can all attack this one thing here. Don't kill Durants. There we go. Don't kill Durants. Cool.
What?
We just beat one of the tougher bounties, first try, without really taking that much. Like that was pretty good. What is this? St. Waidwin's Redeemer. Destroys spirits. Well, I think you can have that for just now. Gift bearer notebook. A recurring signature on the pages of this notebook indicate it belonged to someone named Ixatil. The pages contain an assortment of entries. Some notes list collection of items alongside their purported value. Other pages are scribbled with notes about the land. A map of russet wood marks an important body of water. Next to it there are several underlined notes. They read, Noctil to Toctil, formalities first of course, and she'll come up. Sulu Mitcha, she's a good girl and likes to hear it before she swims down. Ixo Kula, make sure she likes the fish for a job well done. Huh. I don't know what that's about. And the rest of it we'll just kind of take. Okay. Got some more here. We got another wizard book, which is a lot. There we go. The rest we'll take. We got another wizard book, which is also a lot, and the rest we'll take. So he should know everything in this book. Yeah, he knows everything in that book. He knows it. Yeah, he knows everything in both books.
What?
That's fine. What's in here? Yeah, exceptional stuff and camping supplies. Well, we'll camp then. And then we got money. Okay. Well, obviously, if this weapon is better, we will give that to Devil of Karok. So it does more damage, probably. Yeah, more damage. It's still slow. Oh, it binds with Barbarian Fighter Paladin. Oh, so it cannot bind with our current one. Oh. Well, that means it has to be Palagina's weapon, as she's the only one of those that fits with the current builds that we have. I'm sorry, Devil, this is not your weapon. I would love it to be your weapon. In fact, can you use it without it being bound? You can use it without it being bound, and even without binding, it's still good. Like, it's still a good weapon, right as it is. So yeah, use it.
What?
It also looks pretty epic. Okay, and that was everything in there. Oh, we didn't take everything in there. We still have camping supplies. Right, let's camp.